Everyone in this world is different. Some people have good humor, while others find stuff like this funny.
False alarm. Oh no, I just pooped myself.
But one thing a lot of us have in common is that we sometimes think back to the past and wonder, what if I did things differently? What if I stepped up and asked out that one special person? What if I got out of my comfort zone and talked to more people? What if I could go back 25 years and steal Jeff Bezos' Amazon idea and make myself a damn billionaire? The power to change the past and as a result create a new future is a power that many would want, and one that Takemichi Hanagaki possesses. In the present day, Takemichi is down bad. His apartment sucks, his younger manager talks down to him, and his backbone is so absent that even little kids are giving him a hard time. Grown man, by the way. While watching TV one day, he finds out that the only girlfriend he's ever had has been killed by the notorious Tokyo Maji gang. While wondering where everything went wrong, some asshat pushes him in front of a train, and Takemichi gets re-zeroed 12 years in the past with a Nokia flip phone and some MC Hammer pants. But now he's presented with a chance to make his life right and save the one girl that got away. From the premise, you may be thinking that this sounds similar to a race, but I can assure you there's no cucking going on here, and a race doesn't have badass delinquents beating the hell out of each other. I watched the first episode of Tokyo Revengers and said to myself, this is some goddamn gas. After catching up to the manga, I can say that if the studio doesn't mess this up, Tokyo Revengers could be a gem amongst this season of anime. Not only is Tokyo Revengers' premise interesting and emotionally evoking, but the story itself is filled with twist upon twist that keep you on your toes throughout it. The story is an emotional roller coaster with hard-hitting moments one after the other. You see Takemichi try his hardest but still end up coming short at times. You can't help but hope that this man who's finally mustered up the courage to change his life and save his loved ones can catch a win at the end of all of this. These elements come together and create a story that keeps you invested and excited to see what happens at every turn. But what also keeps you invested is the characters. But I can't talk about the characters without talking about the pure sauce of these boys. Look at that boy dripping. Tokyo Revengers is about delinquents and these guys look the part. If I was ever outside and saw a big buff motherfucker that looks like this, best believe my ass is crossing the street. Characters have piercings, bleach hair, tattoos, and weird ass 2005 Kanye West haircuts. When the anime starts blowing up, I can imagine people using these guys as their Discord profile pictures. Matter of fact, I'm about to do that right now. Bitch, I'm Mikey. The characters themselves are pretty likable with enough personality to keep you interested in them. This guy likes to sew, these two can bowl, he uses his head as a stepping stone, and this girl reminds me of Marilyn Monroe. Not really, but that just flowed. At times characters interact with each other in these sweet and endearing moments that are just a vibe. Seeing interactions like these made me hope that characters wouldn't go, and when Takemichi was put in a position where he could lose any of these guys, I would get anxious with the thought of him not being able to pull through. But when it comes to Takemichi himself, I gotta keep it 100. He's a crybaby and a bit of a dummy. There were a few times I thought to myself, Takemichi, why are you doing this? And a couple panels later, Takemichi would think, why am I doing this? As a shonen protagonist, he shares similarities with others from the archetype, such as never giving up and all that jazz, but the main kicker here is, this man ain't got no hands. This man Takemichi could literally drop a many men's verse talking about all the ways he's gotten his ass beat. So if you're expecting a show where the main character is gonna be a badass that pummels people, that's not what you're gonna get here. Rather, the other characters in this series are the ones doing that. But what Takemichi does have is a lot of heart. And no one had to drop some good ass motivational speeches. I never been so hyped to see someone get their ass handed to them until I saw Takemichi. But getting to the characters that do kick ass, you got my boy Mikey. Mikey at times can be cheery and at other times brutal. You can catch him chewing on some snacks or straight up roundhouse kicking people. This kid is so strong that he can kick a person with a whole other human being lashed onto his leg. But what I like about Mikey is that he's not just strong and confident without any depth to him. Although he's known as invincible, he still struggles against his inner demons. Even though Mikey's the leader of a strong gang, at the end of the day, he's still a growing kid learning about life. His gang, family, and friends all help to make sure he keeps his head straight and never veers from his path. One of these friends is Draken. Draken is the vice commander of the gang and is another beast of his own, But like mentioned earlier, he works as the gang's voice of reasoning. He adds some virtue to the group and lets them know when they're getting out of hand. And although this may have been done in other series, it's nice to see how this gang of delinquents can tread between being criminals and actually cool guys. But that's all for this video. I think it's pretty easy to tell whether or not this anime is right for you just by taking a look at the first couple of episodes. But until next time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And hey.